and all. How are we all today? I hope everybody is doing good. I don't see anybody in the chat yet. Nobody chatting away yet, but that's all right. Nobody on the panel with me yet, but again, all right. We're here for the chill stream as usual. I have no idea what I'm drawing, because I'm here to chill, right? So um, let's see. So we'll go over here to characters. We drew Aquarius last week, although I did not put his name on here. So let me do that. Let me write his name on here. Oh, we're doing it in pink. I don't think pink is a good color to do his in. Oh, too high with that A. Again, too high. So we have Aquarius. Uh, um, um, oh crap! I did the wrong letter. I did an R instead of an A. Queer. Uh, re. So yeah, tomorrow I'll be putting up a video at noon before I take off. Hey, Mighty, how are you? Uh, how you should have an idea of what you're drawing ahead of time. Yes, probably should. Um, it's usually one of those things I sometimes save to the last minute. Sometimes I've gone through ahead of time. Hey, JR, how are you? So, yeah, that was. Oh, I didn't get to draw Pisces last week, so I could technically draw her. Although there's not much to her upper body with some sort of tank top type shirt and, a fishy tail. But you know what? Maybe we will do a Pisces. But how are you? Tomorrow, of course, I head out to um, thing. I've got everything I'd say packed. Well, there's one thing I have to put in. I'm putting it in just before I leave to go to the airport. I spelled Aquarius for you. Oh, I knew how to spell it. I just made a mistake. Oh, you put the R before the I, so yeah, maybe I spelled it wrong. Well, actually no. That's if you look here, that's how I have it spelled. The R before the I. I don't know why I did that. Okay, so we'll spell it right now instead of wrong. R I U S. Can you draw a version of the Graces as if they grew up in Hamilton? Okay, who are the Graces? I've never heard of these people or this group or whatever. Um, I can look it up and obviously try to draw. I don't know how they'd be different because by drawing, growing up in Hamilton, but I can try something like that. I don't know how well I will succeed. Because I can look up the term graces, but I'm not sure what I'll get with what you're looking for unless I put something else with it to determine what it's supposed to be. Did I did get that wrong? Oh, I mean the muses. Okay, again. I'm not sure who. Like, you're talking from Greek mythology or something else? The divine inspiration. Muse, perhaps Cleo reading a scroll, number and names. The earliest known record of the Muses come from uh, Boeotia. Some ancient authorities regard Muses as Therarian origin in Thrace. Traditional of three original Muses persisted. So I think beauty, wisdom. In the first century BC, Diodorus, Diodorus, something cited Homer and Hesiod to the contrary, observing. Okay, there are some names here. Calypio, epic poetry, Cilio, history. I'm pronouncing these so bad. I'd make metal shudder. uh, Ithuruppi, flutes and music. Thalia, comedy and pastoral poetry. Melpomene, tragedy. Terpsichore, dance. Errato, love, poetry, and lyric poetry. Okay, so okay, let's see whether I can copy this and paste it. Because I don't know how some of this I don't know how I'd personify it. So, let's see, we'll go 20. Yes, the more you think of them, the more fun they become. Oh, and a flyer I'm going to have at my table, hopefully to get more people on here, is doing this little gimmick or whatever you want to call it for at the con. And this saying screenshot too is just proof. Plus, I need an email address to send a link to for them to get the Canadian Shield one. So, and it's how would you personify pastoral poetry? How would you draw them? I have no idea this one time. Unfortunately, it'd be thinking pastoral in the tense that they might mean it back then, which would be different than I think we would think of it now. But there's comedy with that, so. And these I think are all usually supposed to be women too, not necessarily guys. So I would have to probably draw. Oh, could we pick the restaurant to meet at the morning of the 4th? Yeah, if you want. Um, well, that's why I gave you the address of where the bus stop is in Edmonton. Oh, that's why they would. Well, I don't think Hamilton's too much different than any other of the other bigger cities. Um, as for basicsness, you have people are people, right? um conservative in another, or more of some other type of person. Uh, personify them across cultures and the ages. Uh, so maybe I should try. Let's put. Okay, okay. I need to shut down some things because my stuff is going up and down my exit there. Hopefully, I don't. Uh, shut that down. Don't save. Okay, so I'll take that out. Take that. That. Okay, so hopefully with all that stuff down, it puts things up. So let's see. I guess try. The question is, do I go for villain or hero for these, or am I just trying to personify them? They're not hero or villains, just everyday people, but normally for something like this, you might try and do that. Let's. Okay, so. Okay, so. In a hand, we'll have some sort of book. Not necessarily a Bible, just some sort of book. Uh, no, hold on. Hey, Dave. Good yourself? Tomorrow. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Hey, Flit, how are you? The Mounties finally caught up to him, fight him off. Right? Don't let those pansies take you to Canuck jail. Okay, what else have we got here? What was said while I was do do. Sorry, in the bathroom. I think the muses are so much fun because you can mix a representation that only local would appreciate mixed with something that any Canadian might recognize. Yeah, I think that would probably more come out in a history. Um, Mixed with something someone from ancient Greece and all of Europe may understand as a personification. So a woman in a tie cat sweater might be represent lyrics, poetry, yeah, or something. Yeah, because Oski wee wee, Oski wawa, tigers eat 'em raw. I'm no artist. I just like playing one on YouTube. Jeff thinks I ditched it. I feel so abandoned. Okay, we're caught up with the chat. So what I'm thinking, I'm looking, I'm looking for local restaurants to high Edmonton. There are dozens, but there are pub evening type stuff. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say look too close to the high Edmonton. Because I would like to uh, get up from there and take off and meet you near the probably or the restaurant, some sort of restaurant near the address I gave you to where the stop is in Edmonton, if that's possible. I sent you a message on Twitter like last week. I'm not sure whether you got it or not. Yeah, the stop in Edmonton is at 10,180 105 Street Northwest. And it's just so, I don't feel rushed to get to the bus stop. I'm 5-10 minutes away from the bus stop. I feel safer than being an hour or whatever, or half an hour or whatever by bus. So this is Hey CrossCon, a Rick Piper meet and greet. Yeah. Oh, Flit, you don't know. This weekend I'm going to Saskatoon. I don't think you know. I'm going to Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, for Comic Con there. 3 day con, May 5th, 6th, and 7th. But I like your idea. I'd like to start up some sort of, well, I'd say Christian con, but up here in Canada. I was at a con last Saturday up in Toronto area. I made 2 sales. And, oh, the other thing that I found out, as of May 11th, us Canadian. Wait, Saskatoon is a real place and not just something that exists in Looney Tunes. That would be correct, Flit. And it is in the province of Saskatchewan. And the thing that will really make you laugh, the capital city of Saskatchewan is not Saskatoon. It is a place called Regina. Um, JR on what's the name of it? Twitter. I can send you a DM with my phone number if you want to be able to text me. Yeah, and then well, I'll be there for that few hours, and then I come back on the Monday to Edmonton. But I've got to head right to the airport because I get there for about I think 2 something. And then the bus leaves at I think what time does the bus go? Or not the bus, the plane. The plane bus, the plane. Okay, 5:30. Yeah, my departure is at 5:30, and I arrive back in Toronto at 11:09 approximately. Saskatoon is a mythical place in the mythical province of Saskatchewan. A fairy story, meaning place you must not stop in between where you are and where you wish to go. Okay, so I'm really getting some medieval vibes here from this. I think you can tell. More jester type. But how do you do the pastoral thing? Put her in like some sort of 3 piece type coat type thing. Okay, there. Some sort of coat here. I guess we'll do more of the Chester boots here. So here is quick rendition of Thalia. Not sure how you pronounce that. There, a nice big mic. Pastoral, of course, means, of course, taking care of animals and in rural areas. Oh, I did not know that. Like herding sheep. Of course, I went with what we would more think of today. I guess that could easily translate. But you said more modern day, so. Well, you know what we could do then? Uh, give a nice long staff. With the hook, but at the end of the hook is the microphone. Yeah, that's fun of making muses. Trying to make them appeal with your own experience mixed with making them universally discernible for the observant at least. Oh, you know what? And then we'll give a satchel too. That's where store the books or whatever. Sort of combine pastoral of modern with the other one of herding sheep or whatever, cattle, and then do the comedy. Well, I guess the books is for the poetry too. Pastoral poetry. So that'd be more like David out of the Bible. A University of Hamilton. We actually don't have a University of Hamilton. We have McMaster University, and then of course we also have Mohawk College. Two, I think, semi-prestigious. Not prestigious like Yale or whatever, but well known or whatever. I'm not sure how to put it. Yes, that's what I meant. It's McMaster, not MacMaster. Just MC, not MA. AC. But eh, I've lived here all my life, so I know this. Mohawk College. Yes. What's your problem with Mohawk College, Flit? Okay, so there's Thala. Sorry, I can't find any restaurants near your bus stop, and I really don't want to make you late. Don't think I can meet up anywhere reasonable. Maybe next time. Yeah. always, why you always think I'm making this? Oh, when you're a famous comic, when you're coming to a Comic Con in Edmonton as a featured guest, oh, I would love that. I'd like to plan to come to next year, either Edmonton or Calgary, maybe BC. I want to start expanding, do one big con, sort of one big con a year. Um, yeah, because I don't know how you get around your town, whether you got a car or whether you go by bus yourself. You know, it can be within like a 15-minute walk. Let's see. Let me, although you won't be able to see this, I can make it so you can see it. Messages. Yeah, and then it's a question of is anything going to be up open at that hour too? I was just thinking because 8, 9 o'clock. Save you a few bucks. If you come to Edmonton and I have noticed, I should be able to provide you with a place to stay if you'd like. Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah, for sure. Actually, my cousin lives in Saskatoon, and I just found out a couple weeks ago. And if I would have known, I might have tried to have it um, be with him, stay with him. But I found out a bit late. I live at the local light rail transit, so you could walk to the LRT station in about 4 minutes. Yeah. Okay, so you guys can't see this. Give me a sec. Okay, so let's see. Um, Obviously, Boston Pizza wouldn't be open that time. I doubt this closes 2 a.m. What about this Mr. Beast Burger? Open, closes 2 a.m. Well, what? Doesn't open till 11. Crap. Yeah, it's a matter of what's open. Oh, they mostly don't list when they open. Yeah. Oh, I think that would be closed. Yeah. There's this 7 a.m. This coffee thing. I'm not sure what they have. Or this a cafe. It opens at 8. I'm not sure whether they'd have like stuff to eat like Timmy's or not. Uh, that might be a bit far away. District Cafe and Bakery. Oh, to be honest, I'm partially disabled and I get a visit from a nurse every. I really can't go anywhere at 8 a.m. except to be at home, or it's a big hassle. Yeah, yeah, I get you. I get you. No problem. I just figured, having the thing up there and looking might be easier. But yeah, I got no problem. Okay, there we go. We're back, hopefully. Okay, so let's see. Urania? Astronomy. And we're going to have a bunch of YouTubers there. And then I got another one planned in around the same time. No, I think it's in August. Down in Athol, Massachusetts. Uh, I'm not sure whether you've seen Chris on here and Diane. They put on a small con with their library or festival, comic festival. The first time they did it was last year, so they're doing it again this year. I'm gonna go down there, end up staying with them. I'd love to have the money to do a tour across the states in Canada. Go to cons where a lot of my fans are. People from the channel, meet them, hang out. I could even make this thing a group, the the muses. I'm not sure whether they'd probably be bad guys. Rocket strapped to her back. uh, Give her a couple stars. I'm not sure these people. I wouldn't not sure whether I'd say that it would be from Hamilton. A chorus of muses is often used. Yeah. So I've been catching up with what's the name of it? My Hero Academia. I hadn't watched it since. Hey, what's going on? Yeah. Uh, I'm thanks to Jr. There. I'm trying to draw modern day versions of the Muses. He said Hamilton. I'm just going more modern day. Oh, and I was saying earlier too. Um, Tomorrow I leave for Saskatchewan, and thanks to the states lifting the thing on May 11th, it's official that I will be able to go down to Dillard's in, I believe it's September. So Dillard hasn't even heard that yet. I don't think so. Hey, Aqua, how are you? So I will be having a video out tomorrow on me doing the coloring on the fifth page of Snowdrift. Yes, well, I remember you. It's only been a month or so since you've been here, maybe two, I think. And I think you were maybe in one. Oh no, I think Rick is and Dillard meeting is in real life. One of the signs of the apocalypse. Why would you think that, Flit? Haven't been on because life's been pretty busy lately. I'm start getting on streams more often. Oh, that's all right, and I'm glad that you're able to come on. Um, I'm not sure what you remember. I got some new trading cards. I'm not sure whether you're into trading cards or not. Got my campaign fulfilled. Um, Started basically the same one over on Fund My Comic for any latecomers. It doesn't seem to be getting much traction. I might end up shutting it down shortly after coming back. Here, let me. And going to a Comic Con this weekend in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. So that's going to be a endeavor. Okay. I did a video on it. You probably saw, but okay. So This one you've seen. The front isn't changed, but the back has changed a little bit. I centered stuff a little bit more, made the wording a little bigger, and I added an extra stat that I forgot of durability. So a bunch of people got, a special card or two special cards because they got this without it, no writing, and then they got one with writing that wasn't quite complete, although I didn't know it at the time. And that's my bad. And of course, there's Messenger from Canadian Shield 1 and 2, and Angel. And again, his stats on the back and a brief history about him. Stuff that you might be able to see on my my website, but you might not. I don't think so. And of course, we got the lovely Snowdrift. And again, stats and all that on the back. And of course, the villain of issue 2, Toxico. And again, stats on the back and info. Okay, so let's go back to drawing. So there's Urena. I quit for tonight because if it ends up going off on me, I would end up quitting. Hey, Massive. It's good to know there are creators with actual comics attending cons. At the last several comic conventions I've been to, there's been nothing but influencers and pop culture stuff, no comics. Yeah. Well, I was at one on Saturday. There was a lot of people there with Funko Pops or whatever. With lots of them. It's like crap. I don't think, apparently, not too many people did good on that. And actually, I was talking to another creator who had his books that I had seen at Niagara Falls Comic Con. And I actually got his book. And he told me that because of DC and Marvel no longer using Diamond, they're really out there looking for um they're more accepting of indies now, indie comics. Um, of course they got, what you need to have to, get accepted, the process, Hey Flavox, is that the new Halo 2 game? No, it's not. That is Urena based on JR asking me to draw up muses, sort of modern day uses, but he said more growing up in Hamilton. Um, but that got me onto the idea, and I'm looking at comic book distributors because from what I got from him, there's more than um, Diamond out there. I didn't realize there was more than Diamond bringing stuff to comic shops. So I've started trying to contact them, see what the process is. I'd love it to get, an order of 5,000 or something like that. Although that's, dreaming, of course, right? Elder Scrolls 6 concept art. And how are you, Fly Fox? How goes life? As you may or may not have heard, I'm going to a Comic Con this weekend. I'm actually leaving tomorrow to fly there. Okay, which one of these do you think I should do next, or try to put it? We'll go one for that one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. These seem to cross over. Which one should I try and put into a character? JR saying five, dance. Terpsy Chore. Anybody else gonna vote? He said I put them on the wrong layer. Three. Oh yeah, Atlantic Comic Con used to be awesome when it was still art comics focused until they merged with Fan Expo, I think. Then it just became celebrity worship and generic garbage that was waste. Yeah. Yeah, there's going to be a few celebrities at this one. I think Jonathan Frakes is going to be there. The great thing is, I think for me, is let me bring this up. Oh, isn't that pretty much everything now? Celebrities, influencers, and consumer garbage. Yeah, it seems that way. So here's the map of the con where everybody's going to be. And I'm going to bring it out so you might be able to see the whole map a little better. There, and I am right there, almost smack dab in the middle. If I was 410, I think I'd be smack dab in the middle, or maybe 411. But so I don't know how well this is going to work out for me being right here, 408. So showed you guys that. Okay, so anybody else want to vote on this besides JR for which one you want me to do? Okay. Okay, it doesn't seem like anybody else is voting. So I guess I'm trying to do dance. Uh, Now, dance, I think people would just go with a classical type motif for dance. I like to be unique. So I don't think although I don't think we should go mosh, but maybe a more hip hop type thing for dance. There we go. Well, a lot more to it than that, I guess. But it's beginnings. Oh, CrossCon will bring back the old ways. All art and comics. No BS. Plus, everyone who attends gets a complimentary tomato to throw at anybody with a selfie stick. Well, I don't think I'd do that part. Because you want people promoting your con, but yeah, I can see going back to the art, the comics, the companies. Although the problem is, um, well, you would probably have DC or Marvel there. So what companies would you have? You know, because you want people showing that they were there and having a good time. The only thing I'd want to do is if we had celebrities, which maybe we should. I don't know. I sort of like that, but not. And I get they do it probably. Hey, Metal, how are you? You there? Metal? Okay, yeah, and my headphones are not. I didn't change it back from last week, so I can actually, when you talk, hear through my headphones. uh, maybe later. But how are you doing?
And questionable.
Questionable. It's always questionable, right? How you doing?
I wouldn't say always, but you know.
Sorry about what, JR? See what you think of my flyer that I'm gonna have on my table for trying to get some people signed up to my YouTube channel.
Hmm. I don't know. Good luck with that.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether it'll work, but it's a thought, at the con for the con that I'm going to. It's I think it's gonna have a lot of people, so the worst thing is nobody does it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Or is the worst
Oh
thing
well,
that
no, I don't know. The worst thing is somebody finds your channel, doesn't subscribe, and then just starts like randomly downvoting or reporting your videos.
Yeah, I guess that's worse. Well, this is only going to be at my table at the con, so unless somebody at the con from the con does it, Yeah, I'd clear it up and minimize it. Oh, I thought you were you talked to me. Good idea if you can make it one step. Yeah, well, the only reason I was thinking sending a screenshot to me, I need their email address so to send it to them. Plus, they can say that they're subscribed and not be subscribed. You know, easy enough. You know, then again, my count when I know whether my count went up for people.
Yeah, they sub, wait for the email to come in with digital copy, and then unsub.
Yeah, there's that too, but I'm hoping that they'll be lazy enough not to unsub. And also I'm saying about commenting on a video because I think that helps them stay connected too. Sometimes if people don't watch something or if they don't comment, sometimes or they don't if they subscribe and they don't watch something, you know, YouTube takes that sub back.
Yeah, who knows with YouTube these days.
Yeah. Now I just put like the Canadian Shield logo and the Cross Comics logo and the YouTube on there just to brighten it up, get some attract it to it. Normally, I could have just put digital copy of Canadian Shield 1, with regular um, lettering. Same with Cross Comics and all that. But I thought it might stick out to somebody. If it's stand. I'm not sure whether it's going to be just laying on my table or in some sort of stand because I'm going to try and get to Dollarama on the Thursday that I'm there, and maybe a comic shop because I'm not bringing any bags and boards. I'd like to buy them there at a comic shop. You know, before I go to the con because I can only carry so much. I can only stuff so much in my bag or my bags.
Busy flyer.
Yeah. Uh, uh, Make it one sentence. Sign up to Cross Comics YouTube channel and get a free copy of Canadian Shield. Yeah. Well, I need to. I need to know their email address to send them because unfortunately YouTube doesn't always tell you who send who signed up, and they especially don't always tell you how to get in contact with them. Hey, Ninja.
They never tell you how to get in contact with them.
Yeah,
They'll tell you the user, but sometimes it's just like somebody's user is just their name, and you're like, okay, how do I find you?
yeah. That's the only reason half saying send a screenshot, and like I said, to confirm that they actually did hit the
And you know what? It's better that way. YouTube shouldn't let you know how to get a hold of your people.
yeah if they want to get a hold of you, that's fine. You know, usually you've told them how to. But I get busyness. I'm just trying to. I want them to see the Canadian Shield, what they're getting. You know, because that was what I was thinking might attract their attention. I guess I could just, instead of having my logo there, just put on Cross Comics and then YouTube channel the way I have it. Or I could just do YouTube channel. I was just trying to make it jump out at them. But trying to think of how he's got some good suggestions there too. To get everything across that I want and make it jump out at them, because people don't like reading stuff on stuff. And like I put out a price list for stuff, right? And nobody pays attention to it usually. You know, it's like, okay, I put out a price list.
I mean, if you're like Alterna, you don't even have to tell people what comic you're getting, right? They're just like sign up to our mailing list and you get a free digital comic, and that's usually enough for people to sign up to the mailing list.
Yeah, I guess I could just say, free digital, get a free digital comic with subscribing to Cross Comics YouTube. They might ask, and I could tell them for sure.
Yeah, anything that starts a conversation is usually better too. You don't want to give everything away. You want people to talk to you, because people who actually talk to you at a convention are far more likely to do things.
Yeah. So let's see. Doo-doo-doo. Free digital. Comic. Let's see. You think that looks better?
Marginally. I think it's a little too wordy, right?
Okay.
I think it's the subscribing part. Let me think about this. Because it's a flyer, you don't even need technically proper grammar.
Yeah.
You want free digital comic with 3 exclamation marks after the word comic to really get people's attention.
Okay.
Right. And then you just want to put subscribe and comment on a video, right? And you don't even have to put like with or anything like that. You just have to tell them what they have to do.
Subscribe. And comment on a video. Subscribe to and comment on a video. Cross Comics YouTube channel.
Yeah, well, so I think you could just leave the one move and up to the line with subscribe to and comment. It'll give you a nice diamond, almost like you're lettering a page. And what you want to do is you don't even have to put the words Cross Comic YouTube channel or anything on there, because you have the visuals. What I would probably do though is I would probably put the link to the YouTube channel in that gap between the words Cross Comics and YouTube, right between the videos. Because if you don't actually put like your at handle or whatever so people can get to your channel, people are probably going to give up at this stage, this step right here.
Okay, so you're thinking put do 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 YouTube.com. I should look that. Comment. Then I probably wouldn't need that because they would.
You know, I mean, you could still have like the YouTube logo or something on there. It just doesn't need to be really big. But having that logo there also does signify to the eye that somebody's going to have to do something on YouTube. It's just tiny. Everybody knows what the YouTube logo looks like at a glance, something that fits.
I'll have to reprint this. I already printed it, but it's no biggie. That better?
Yeah, I would say that's like way better than what I saw before. Because the thing with a flyer, right? You have to think about the goals of a flyer.
Yeah.
You want it to pop, right? You want it to catch people's eye, but you don't want to be too busy, especially with the language. You want people to see the information they need to see right away and be able to understand what they have to do right away. The longer somebody has to look at a flyer and think about it, the less effective a flyer is.
Yeah. Let's see. Customization. Branding. Where do you find that at thing that you can
What,
do?
for yours?
Oh, right there.
If I just,
At
yeah, if you just click on your
Cross.
channel, it's going to be in the link, and yeah, it's at Cross Comics.
Yeah. Okay. And actually, it's a capital C on Cross and Comics. I'm not sure whether that matters for this on YouTube or not, but
I don't think it does, because even if something was capital or not, if somebody tried to put the other in there, it would stop them from being able to take the same username.
I'll put the caps in just in case. You know. Okay, so I can put that up a little bit, the screenshot thing. Okay, what does everybody think about that now? And hey, Shinobi. I said hey earlier and just reaching out again since it's been a couple minutes and nobody's been commenting. Yeah, I get everything that everybody said, and obviously I changed stuff, you know. I was just going off the fly myself, you know. Something that
Yeah.
something that I thought might catch people's attention, but just free digital comic. They might. It probably easy to. They'll probably easily ask which one, you know.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the most important thing right there, right? If that's the selling part, it's like, hey, if you do this, you get it. You get a free digital comic. You want people to see that first and foremost.
Yeah. I'm hoping to get by Dollarama and get one of those things that you put. Normally, somebody would put a picture on, like for a stand or whatever. The plastic things. I'm hoping
Oh,
that
yeah, yeah.
I have some here, but I don't really want to pack them. They take up space. So I'm hoping to get some there and come back with an empty uh, duffel bag so I can fit them in. Because that's the big thing. How much am I going to come back with, for comics? Oh, did you see?
Yeah.
Did you see where I'm placed in the con?
I'm actually, I don't think I'm home alone, but I think the other people here went to sleep. My mom went back to the hospital, so they just
Oh,
had like a an ambulance do it. This was planned, not out of the blue. She shouldn't have come home in the first place, if you ask me. She just was not in the condition. But then my dad and other brother went there, so I hopped on after all of that commotion was down.
okay. Hopefully, I gotta do something. I cannot see my mouse cursor. Okay, so hopefully this does not shut me off. So I'll be hopefully back in this sec. Oh, wow.
Uh, OBS probably stole your cursor. It does it sometimes.
Okay, yeah, there we're back. Oh, Rick, have you ever crossed the border to go to a con before? Yeah, I went to about 5 years ago, 5, 6 years ago. I went down to LA for a Christian Con, Christian Comic Book Con. I took the bus and that. If if you say at the border you're crossing to do business, you will need a visa. I don't. If you're just going to a con, I don't think you do. It
Depends on the
depends.
nature of the business.
Yeah, because when I went down to LA before, I just said I'm going to Comic Con. I had a duffel bag, like a duffel bag on wheels, like a small hockey type bag, and I had an extension cord in there, so they were wondering what was up with that. So it's like, but
Well,
I
the
don't know.
best way to get away with it, right, if you're trying to sell comics at the con or whatever and don't want people to think you're in business, is that you mail out everything you're going to sell ahead of time to somebody who lives in the area and then
Yeah,
pick it up when you get there.
yeah. If they think you're going to a con as a spectator, you don't need a visa. If you say you have a booth, I I forget what exactly I said. I didn't say I had a booth, but I don't think I made it like I was just going there to spectate. Especially having a thing. I might have said I had a table, but this was like I said 5, 6 years ago. And I was going by bus, so I had I show a
No,
good show.
customs will get you though. Customs are harsh.
Yeah. And when I came back, I didn't have any trouble crossing the border either. You know. Yeah. Well, I guess it might depend on whether you're going through the airport or going through um a land bridge. Because when I went down to LA, I crossed at Buffalo area by by land, if you will. And the border guard, the land border guards are not quite as idiotic because the last few months during the crossing of going over, some border guards they wouldn't ask about your status and you could get across being not vaxxed, but then there'd be the odd one that would.
Yeah, that's actually something I've always wondered, right? With these bigger cons that get people from all over the world to come. Because, like, if you're a guest at a con, you technically are working the con, right? People
Yeah,
make money doing it. In fact, that's one of the reasons why a lot of big name people go to conventions, is because that's how they make money. And it's just like, how do they handle that? Does the convention help set up your visa because technically you are working that weekend? Do they always try to find loopholes and skirt by things? I feel like there's probably a lot of whether they want it to be or not, technically laundering that happens due to conventions.
Yeah. Well, I would think you're just going there to, at a table and sign some stuff or get pictures taken with you, you're
Yeah,
not,
but that's taxable.
yeah, it's working, but it's not working, doing something for them.
Yeah, so and I do believe like technically like the con when they invite you is the one that's making the money and then they give you some type of distribution out of that, right? So it's the money's the con's taxes that happen. But like that the IRS here, whatever the revenue service in any various country is going to want their chunk of that.
Yeah. Uh, like I said, it's an interesting thought on how it works. It might be just something similar to with fan art. Um, because I remember asking somebody, how do you get away with, selling pictures of DC stuff? And it's like, because I'm not making any real money at it, they don't care.
Yes, but that is a private company versus the government.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm just saying it might be something similar.
I don't know how your revenue service is, but the IRS cares
Yeah,
here. They care about every little thing.
yeah. Well,
The only time they don't care is when they owe you money. If
yeah,
you stay in the point where they owe you more money than you owe them, then you're fine. But the second it tips over, you have to
yeah.
dance
They'll
on
be at your door
eggshells for
knocking.
everything.
They'll be at your place knocking down your door. JR says, "Yeah, oh yes, it's working." Yeah, I get in a sense, probably a very technical sense, it's working. But I'm just thinking, how much would the government, you know, is that working? You're signing your autograph, Well, I know you said the IRS would consider it, I'm just, I'm not sure what our government would think.
Rick, most of the work I do is consultation. I tell you, I have to report every single consultation gig I do.
Yeah,
That's I think that's over like $20, but still, if it's under that, you could probably get away with it. But I have to report it in my quarterly and yearly taxes.
yeah. Well, well, if they can't charge you or about something that they don't know about.
No, they can't. But it depends.
Yeah.
Do you want to get audited?
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying if you did a consultation with somebody for $40, right? And they just handed you cash, the government would never know about that. Now, maybe
No,
if
they
they
wouldn't.
did, maybe if
But they
they did,
might.
maybe if they did a PayPal thing or whatever, yeah. Then again, and unless you're given a receipt, the person that you're doing it to doesn't have any proof either. They have nothing to, use to claim it on theirs. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, they call it under the table.
Yeah,
And the reason it's called under the table is because technically you're supposed to report it.
yeah, I get that. I've done under the table work here in Canada.
In fact, I would say most of my work is under the table, but I'm supposed to be reporting it. That's the important part.
Yeah. I don't really report much of my comic stuff because I haven't made any money at it yet. But yeah, it's hard to say what will happen. Like if they ask, I'll be honest with them. I'm not going to lie to anybody because that'll just get me into a lot bigger trouble. You know. But yeah, I'll probably when I go to, I'll be saying I'm going to a con, visit a friend because as of May 11th, uh, the U.S. is um, allowing non-vax people in. So I'll be able to get down to John's.
If anything, we should have the opposite program. We should keep the vaxxed people out.
Oh yeah, I would agree with that. But unfortunately, I doubt.
Oh no, that's never happening. Why is convention food always so awful?
I don't know.
I think the only time that I didn't hate food at a convention was one of the years of the Screw Attack Gaming Convention. They're like, listen, guys, we got all of these food trucks to agree to come around and park outside of the convention on these days so you guys can actually buy some good food. We're like, oh, yes.
Yeah.
But then,
Well,
like, other than that, it's like really bad, like almost like ballpark food, but not as high quality as ballpark food.
well, I know in Hamilton here, we used to have it in the downtown core, and there was a mall across the street that you could go and get food at, at like Burger King or something like that, that was in the food court. Now they moved it out up into the middle of nowhere. So the only thing is the cafeteria in this airplane museum to get food unless you bring it.
Ah, museum food. Ugh.
It's not too bad. I've had a lot worse, but I've had a lot better too. It's just, it's, crazy. I don't like where they have it. I liked it when it was downtown and a lot more accessible. That's the big problem. It's very inaccessible as far as I'm concerned where it is now for Hamilton. And that's another con that I'll be at in like September or October. Actually, I get done with the one in having the party at John's. I got to get back the next weekend for here because I have I have the Hamilton Comic Con.
I would love to do cons,
Yeah,
but they're not very cost effective.
very true. I have yet to make money at a con.
But part of it too is like even the cheaper ones, it's like the expense of the table, right? If you can hop on somebody else's table, sure, or split it with somebody. If I could split a table with somebody, maybe I'd go. But it's like between like printing and you'd be like, okay, yeah, you might already have extra books, but you still have to count the cost of them originally that you're trying to unload, plus the cost of the table and then transport and the day that you're spent, and then it's like, really anything
And
off of
if
it.
you need to stay somewhere, you need to possibly count that. You know, luckily when I go down to the LA one again, I got John to stay with.
I feel like you really start making money at cons if you're somebody who has a bunch of like non-comic stuff to unload, right? Like you still want people to buy the books, but if you have like t-shirts and other merchandise that you just happen to have sitting around, right?
Yeah,
You could probably make something off of that. People are very likely to buy hats and t-shirts.
yeah. I'm thinking about trying to get some. Hey Joshua, I'm thinking about trying to get some t-shirts done. I can get them for being done for about $20 each if I buy like 10,
Yeah.
and I can do different design.
Right, being an unknown entity, because like, yeah, sure, people like t-shirts and hats, but why would they want to buy your t-shirt or hat?
Yeah, Yeah. Oh heck, that's like I had the keychains for there at a couple of smaller cons. Nobody, I think I even had them for Hamilton Con last year. Nobody even looked at them. And these were the ones made by Mallet.
Oh yeah, those are pretty good.
So it's like, really?
See, I'd be smart. Even though I would prefer people to buy stuff related to like my comics and everything, if I went to a convention like that, I would just redraw and print up a bunch of my cannibalism shirts, which are that onigiri, the rice patty eating a bowl of rice. Everybody likes that shirt. That would sell way more than any of the other stuff because you don't have to be invested in it. You're like, oh, that's just a funny shirt,
Yeah.
which is also currently not available for anybody who does like that shirt because of Redbubble being stupid.
How so?
Oh, you didn't hear what happened to Redbubble?
No.
Yeah, they decided they were going to do like two different tiers of service, including like a free and premium tier. So they basically moved all the old stuff to the premium tier and added an extra service charge for people who are on the free tier, even though you were already getting a service charge anyway, technically. Um, and then you also have to meet certain thresholds to withdraw your money uh, after that service charge has been taken out. It's all stupid. They're like screwing over most creators.
Oh,
And like,
wow.
no, I'm not dealing with that. So I delisted everything that I had on there.
I should probably take everything off too. Then because not that I'm getting any traction anyways, but well, you could
I
go to
actually have sold stuff on there.
uh, uh you could always go to Teespring.
Yeah, it's been a while. I'm gonna go look back at their terms of service and see if it's much better or if it's like even comparable to where Redbubble's used to be. I think I actually do have a Teespring shop set up that has some of those older shirts.
Uh, well, I'm hoping more to do. Like I said, my printer that I got my comics printed through. Like I said, he's got some good deals for T-shirts and all that. I bought a Canadian Shield one for like $30 plus taxes. And that's what I'd probably spend with shipping and all that on, you know, Teespring or whatever to get my T-shirt from their stuff for mine. You know, so it's like okay. And I only had to wait like 2 days for it, so instead of whatever time, like the time in the mail.
Yeah. Well, I mean, these services are nice and stuff. Like it's cool. It manages it for you. But I think ultimately what it's probably gonna have to come down to is I'm just gonna have to go back to the days where I just do a print run of a shirt the same way that you would do for like a comic or something like that. And then if somebody wants to buy it, they give me the money plus the shipping so I can make my profit and send it out to them.
Yeah, yeah, and that's sort of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'm just gonna have to do that again, the way we all used to before these print on demand shirts are. But we have to do it for
Yeah,
everything now because one of the cool things about those sites are that they would basically slap a design on anything. So he's like, I have to do poster runs, or I have to do, like I don't know if people want mugs. You have to basically set up an actual store. Blech.
yeah, on your own website or whatever.
And you have to have storage for it too.
Yeah. Well,
That's the worst part.
well, it depends on how you do it. Like, I could put up the price a little bit, and if somebody, wants one, then,
That's the problem.
yeah, I'll agree with that. Hey, Captain Finity, how are you? Yeah, when the places like that are supposed to be quote unquote helping you, it ends up being more of a hindrance.
Well, they're not supposed to be helping you. They're supposed to be helping themselves. I just don't think that what they're doing is in their own best interest because they're going to be losing people.
Yeah, I guess that's sort of my point. They're helping you so they get a little bit of money. But if they do stuff like what you're saying, they're not going to get the money because people stop using their service. Because if I gotta pay for their service when I'm not getting any sales, you better be doing something to get me sales. And I think if I go there and just type in Cross Comics, I can't find my stuff. I have to have a
Oh
link.
no, their search is awful.
And I think it's the same with Redbubble too, So it's like, why do you guys aren't helping me? I gotta, do stuff myself. Why am I using you?
Yeah, I guarantee all of my sales are from external links.
Yeah. I'd love to, have that sort of stuff, Uh, you know, you would think they would be helping you a bit, but, they don't care. Like you said, they're out for themselves. But unfortunately, with not helping you, they're not helping themselves because no sales means nobody's buying your stuff, which means they're not making any money off you.
Yeah, no, I think they're just being stupid. And I don't know if maybe it's costing them more. And I'm like, well, to some degree, that's fine. But I think instead of doing these type of like back end fees, they should just do it up front. Like if you require people to pay a membership to be part of your service, then just straight up do that. You're still going to lose people regardless, but you'll probably lose less people because a lot of people value the service, and some people be like, okay, I'll pay like a $5 a year or even month.
Yeah, especially if they're making money, you know. Well, you said you got some sales, but more from you
Yeah, I have
sending
not a
people.
lot, but I had it.
Yeah. So it's probably not even worth you for $5 a month, or maybe $5 a year, but probably not even that.
I'd probably pay $5 a year, yeah, but not to justify the changes that they've made, though, right?
Yeah,
Because I think it's like 20 a year, which is to join their premium service. I'm like, I'm not joining the premium service just to get the exact same service that I had before.
yeah, I agree.
Now, if the premium service came with you actively promoting my stuff, yeah, maybe, sure.
Yeah, or making it easier for people to find.
I'd pay more than that. If you were actively promoting my stuff, I might pay up to $100 a year or so. I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So how are you, Joshua? You haven't. I don't think you answered. Well, I can tell you didn't answer me if I asked the question. And Captain Infinity. And everybody, if you haven't, please hit that like button. And I say share this out, but we're in the last 10 minutes of the show, so. But I'll be putting out a video tomorrow of page digital coloring of Snowdrift #2, page 5. Um, Maybe I'll end a couple minutes early since nothing much going on.
Yeah.
So you want to promote yourself, Metal? Promote anything?
Well, other than the fact that we have the vomitorium tomorrow, as always, which people should hop in and say hi. I don't really have too much going on. That survey ended, so I've been busy the last couple days, but I'm gonna go through everything and actually write like a blog article detailing what we're gonna do, like what the content's gonna be inside of the magazine.
Cool, cool, cool.
Um,
And that'll
and then I've
appear,
got
of
to do a lot
course,
of
on
prep
your
work.
website.
Yep. xdynamuschaos.com. Did you say the vomitorium? Yes, I did. That's the
Yes, that.
semi-weekly show that I do.
Yeah, or bi-weekly, 2 weekly.
Well, I mean, technically, bi-weekly could go either way because people use it, but bi-weekly should be every other week. Semi-weekly should be twice a week.
Well, I think semi-weekly could be more than two, so I wasn't.
Well, semi would be half.
Yeah. Well, half them would be about three, I would say, maybe four. It's hard to tell with 7 days. And yes, he did. Maybe you might want to put a link in the chat for JR to find your
Yeah, I can
channel.
grab it.
Yeah, he has that Saturdays and Wednesdays at 6:30 Eastern.
It's 6 Central, so it'd be 7 Eastern.
Okay, and then well, he's in Edmonton, so he'd probably be an hour behind you
Um,
because you're
is
only one.
Edmonton not Pacific time?
He's not Pacific. He's I think it's Mountain.
Mountain? Okay, Edmonton is Mountain time. Okay. I know it's like right there on like the far border of the province. I was just not sure if it had crossed over yet. So it's Mountain time. Yeah, so then it would be 5.
Yeah. And it's a good show. They talk a lot about a whole bunch of different stuff. A lot of some semi pop culture stuff, comic stuff, video games, all that sort of
Yeah.
stuff.
Whatever we can find in the news. A lot of it's gaming and film just because that's the stuff that there's the most topics regularly to talk about. But we'll talk about whatever.
Yeah. A lot of geek culture, niche news, or whatever. Similar to
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't really care if it's niche or pop. I just care if I care about it.
yeah, or marsupial, since he's your
Yeah, yeah.
dog.
Oh, yeah, he's allowed to bring whatever. I keep telling him if you want to talk more about crypto, you can. He always forgets to bring
Yeah.
stuff. He just relies on whatever I bring in, and will like he'll look through topics while we're talking, and that's when he brings stuff up.
Yeah, and of course, everybody, I'll be back next Tuesday.
Yeah.
I've got my con this weekend, so um, maybe I'll get. I might try and do a somewhat live stream, or I might try and be on the mic stand on Sunday night. Depends on different things. How well my hotel internet is. So I guess that's it for now. I can't think of anything else. So I will catch everybody later. Hopefully, check out my videos in the next week or so. Well, whatever. Like I said, I'm putting out a video tomorrow. I don't know whether I'll get another one done before I leave or not. Okay, so bye. God bless.